Welcome to our trivia video, where we will explore interesting and unusual facts about the world around us. Get ready to broaden your horizons and discover things that you may have never imagined before. So, get comfortable and let's start our knowledge journey together. While some members of MI5, Britain's counter-espionage service, were whiling away their spare moments in May 1944 by doing the telegraph crossword, they noticed vital code names that had been adopted to hide the mightiest seaborne assault of all time appeared in the crossword. They noticed that the answer to one clue, one of the USA, turned out to be Utah, and another answer to a clue was Omaha. These were the names given by the Allies to the beaches in Normandy where the American forces were to land on D-Day. Another answer in that month's crossword was Mulberry. This was the name of the floating harbor to be towed across the channel to accommodate the supply ships of the invasion force. Neptune, another answer, referred to the code name for the naval support for the operation. Perhaps the most suspicious was a clue about a bigwig, to which the answer was Overlord. This was the code name given for the entire operation. Alarm bells rang throughout MI5. Was the crossword used to tip off the Germans? Two officers were sent immediately to Leatherhead in Surrey, where a man called Leonard Daw lived. He was the crossword compiler, a 54-year-old teacher. Why, the officers demanded, had he chosen these 5 words within his crossword solutions? Why not, was Daw's indignant reply. Was there a law against choosing whatever words he liked? MI5 eventually convinced Daw's honesty, and he managed to convince them that he did not know about the coming D-Day invasion. His crossword solutions were perhaps just another of life's astonishing coincidences. The rainbow rose is a rose that has had its petals artificially colored. The method exploits the rose's natural processes by which water is drawn up the stem. By splitting the stem and dipping each part in different colored water, the colors are drawn into the petals, resulting in a multicolored rose. With these changes to the rose, it causes them to not live as long as an uncolored rose. The colors are artificial. Besides roses, other cut flowers like the chrysanthemum, carnation, hydrangea, and some species of orchids can also be colored using the same method. The uncomplicated process has been known for more than a millennium. Several companies have moved to patent the process. It appears they have been partially successful. It will be up to the courts to decide if the process can be patented. The original rainbow rose has the 7 colors of the rainbow and is the most popular rose in this category. However, there is also the tropical variant with combinations of red/pink and yellow, and the ocean variant with combinations of green and blue. Other color combinations are also possible, though black and white are impossible to make. A dermatoglyphia is an extremely rare genetic disorder that causes a person to have no fingerprints. There are only 4, currently in Manitoba, Canada. There is one family, all females not males, that do not have finger or toe prints, known extended families worldwide that are affected by this condition. In 2007, the description of a case of a person from Switzerland lacking fingerprints as an isolated finding was published. The phenotype was mapped to chromosome for Q22. In the splice site of a 3' exon of the gene for SMARCAD1 helicase, a point mutation was detected. It results in a shortened form of the skin-specific protein. The heterozygous mode of mutation suggests an autosomal dominant mode of inheritance. Other conditions can cause a lack of fingerprints, but unlike them, a dermatoglyphia has no other side effects. Mutations in helicases are involved in other rare genetic diseases, for instance, Werner syndrome. Armillaria ostoi, also known as honey fungus or root fungus, is a species of fungus that holds the title of the largest living organism in the world. It is mainly found in North America, especially in the northwest region of the United States, and is capable of growing over an area of up to 965 hectares. The fungus spreads through a network of underground filaments called rhizomorphs, which infiltrate the roots of trees and release enzymes that break down the cells and tissues of plants, allowing the fungus to feed. In addition to feeding on trees, Armillaria astoi can also feed on other fungi, making it a fierce competitor in the ecosystem. Interestingly, Armillaria astoi is also capable of communicating with other individuals of the same fungus through the exchange of chemical signals, allowing them to cooperate and defend themselves against invaders. This communication is so efficient that, in some cases, several individuals of Armillaria astoi have been found connected in a single network of rhizomorphs, forming a gigantic superorganism. Have you ever heard of black mirrors? These objects have an interesting and intriguing history. Black mirrors are flat, opaque objects that reflect images like a regular mirror. However, they have a different appearance as they are made of dark materials, such as black glass or obsidian. These mirrors have been used by various cultures throughout history, including ancient Mexicans and European people from the Middle Ages. They were often used for divinatory purposes, as a way to communicate with the gods or the dead. Some black mirrors have been found in burial sites, suggesting that they were used as a way to contact the dead. Others were found in temples, where they were used in religious ceremonies. Today, some people still use black mirrors for divination and spiritual practice. Mothman is an urban legend that originated in the city of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, in the United States, in the 1960s. The character became famous after being supposedly sighted by several people in the region, who reported a humanoid being with bat wings and glowing red eyes. The sightings occurred during a period of approximately 1 year, between 1966 and 1967, and caused great excitement in the town. Some people believe that Mothman was an extraterrestrial being or a supernatural creature, while others believe that it was a hoax or a collective illusion. In addition to the sightings, the legend of Mothman is also associated with a tragic accident that occurred on December 15, 1967, when the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, collapsed, killing 46 people. Some witnesses claim to have seen Mothman near the bridge before the accident, leading to speculation about a possible connection between the creature and the tragedy. The legend of Mothman has inspired several movies, TV shows, books, and games, and continues to be a subject of fascination and mystery for many people around the world. Black-eyed children, or BEK, is an urban legend that became popular in the 1990s in the United States. According to the story, the children have a common appearance, except for their completely black eyes, without visible pupils or irises. The stories vary, but usually involve these children appearing at night in isolated places, such as deserted roads or abandoned houses. They ask for help or try to convince people to let them enter their homes or cars. People who report encounters with black-eyed children often describe a feeling of fear and unease around them. There are several theories about the origin of black-eyed children, from ancient urban legends about demons or vampires to the possibility of being a modern manifestation of fairy stories. Some believe that black-eyed children are supernatural entities, while others suggest they are some sort of psychological phenomenon or an elaborate hoax. Although there is no concrete evidence of the existence of black-eyed children, the legend continues to haunt people's imagination and has inspired the creation of various films, books, and other works of fiction. Arnold Schoenberg was an important Austrian composer of the 20th century, known for his contributions to atonal and 12-tone music. In addition to his musical innovations, Schoenberg became known for his obsessive fear of the number 13, which was so intense that the Austrian musician refused to engage in any activity on the 13th day or even use the number in his compositions. Schoenberg's fear of the number 13 was so strong that he always referred to it as the number, avoiding pronouncing its name. In fact, in his home, he referred to the number as the unwanted guest and, to avoid it, he often wrote the number with an extra marking to make it 14. However, the irony of the story is that Schoenberg died at the age of 76 on July 13, 1951. Some claim that the cause of the composer's death was related to his excessive fear of the number 13, which may have affected his mental health. Regardless, Schoenberg's death on the day of the number was considered an ironic joke of life. I hope you enjoyed learning these curiosities and were surprised by some of them. The world is full of incredible and fascinating things to discover, so keep seeking knowledge and expanding your horizons. See you next time.